I hope you are catching along with the training program and you are picking some points from what the chairman has said. First, I want to talk about excellence. What is excellence? I've had a training program with people at the elementary school where we discussed briefly about excellence. Excellence is surpassing a standard, a condition of surpassing a set standard. There is a standard set, then you are surpassing it. That is what we call excellence. And like I said during the program, excellence is not a destination, it's a journey. It's something you keep working on, keep improving, keep growing. You won't get to a stage where you would say, I've achieved it all. We have gotten there. No. You keep striving. You keep, doing what you need to do. Most especially in your field of work. And it's not limited to your field of work alone. Into other sphere of life. Relationship with people, keeping your family, doing a lot of things that you need to do. Making sure that where you are this year is not where you are next year. You can't know it all. You can't get there in a day. But it's a personal decision that whatever level I have now, or whatever level I am now, by next year I'm going to surpass that. I'm going to improve. Because like all of us have agreed, you cannot give what you do not have. If you are going to make your children excellent, you've got to be excellent yourself. You've got to look at all the areas, all the parameters that we have set in the appraisal form, and then look at it critically and see how you can improve on what you have done previously. So I sent a note to all of you concerning the classroom management, whereby I said you should read it up. Key teacher intervention for effective classroom management. We know that most of what we do in a school is in the class. So you've got to make your classroom a super class, whereby learning is taking place. It's not about teaching alone. Learning must be effective. For learning to take place, teaching must be effective. And it's not going to, it can't be one-sided. There has to be, a kind of communication between the teacher and the learner. There has to be a flow. And that's why we will look at some of these interventions that teachers can put in place for an effective classroom management. Number one, I'm sure all of you have read it. So I will be calling you one after the other to tell us what you have read. We will look at maybe the first 6, then others you can read up by yourself. Just make sure that you are, improving in whatever capacity you are placed as a teacher. And not only teacher, but even the head teacher and the head of the secondary school. You must keep improving. I must keep improving myself. The head teachers, head of schools must improve themselves. HODs must improve. Teachers of all classes must improve. Number one, being supportive. Who can tell us what he or she has read on being supportive? What does that mean?
So what I read on being supportive is, as a teacher, you need to show love to the learners. You need to show care. You need to show concern. You need to be supportive in everything, that, especially in their feelings. So it is only when they are with their senses, or when they are not, something is not disturbing them, that is the only time learning can take place. So being supportive is not only maybe only teaching in the class. You can also be supportive maybe by asking them their feelings, about their family. How are you? How are you doing today? What is this? What is happening to you? You also use eye contact to communicate with them. Tell them maybe what you want. You look at them, you look at their feelings, you look at their reaction, you look at their emotions. So you need to be supportive in everything, even by praying for them, spiritual supportive. So maybe if it's any of them that is going through one thing or the other, you can also put that person in prayer and also pray for the person. So you need to show them love. Then when you are with them, don't just feel tired or maybe you are not enjoying being with them. That you should also feel like you are enjoying being with them, and you are also, the way you interact with them, don't just see yourself as maybe you're a teacher or this, that you need to be real, you need to be yourself, you need to make them to understand you in every area, so that when you are teaching them, and they will be able to understand what they are teaching, and they will be able to like your subject, and they will be able to like you. So, and when you are not supportive, they will know. Maybe you are harsh, maybe you are rigid, maybe you are doing one thing or the other that they don't like. So when you are teaching, because of that, they will not be able to pay attention. But if you are supportive, so once you just look at their emotion and reaction and also their feelings and ask them, maybe what they are passing through is what happened in their house. But you can also ask them in the class because of the way they are doing or their action. So if you ask them some questions based on that, they'll be able to explain to you and open up, and you will help them.
Thank you very much.
I can still use this for being supportive. Well, I like to be practical when I teach my students. I find that as a teacher, I've taught for a while now, and I found that if you can always get students to see what you teach them in the classroom as something that is live, something that they can relate with outside, something that is just beyond the classroom, that sometimes it makes them more interested. Now, during this holiday, I tried to relax a bit by watching a film. And for me, I don't just watch any kind of film. I love Korean films, but once in a while, I stumble into Nigerian films created by intelligent people. I don't like all these shallow films. So when I'm watching a film, I don't watch like an ordinary person because I teach literature. So I'm always watching for where I can see sarcasm, satire, irony. All those things I teach them in literature. So that's how I'm going to intervene this time. I'm going to, I've seen something, a film I watched, and I've seen a lot of things, satire, irony, and things. As I'm watching, I say, this is satire. This is, I'm going to show my students this. And
Thank you.
once they see this thing, you know they love films. They now see literature as life.
That
So
is
most of
it.
these people who write this literature, these films and everything, sometimes I'm watching a film. I know that because it's what this person has picked from this part in literature. This is what this person is trying to do. We're working with this and that. So that's what I'm going to do this day.
Thank you very much. So what we are saying, we shouldn't base our teaching only on the academic subjects, I mean the subjects in the class, but we go outside of that. So that when you see a child that is not cooperating in class, you don't come to the conclusion that maybe the child is dull or the child doesn't know anything. There may be other factors. And those factors are what teachers are supposed to pay attention to and learn your own support. Being supportive, not in academic work, but in other sphere, other areas that you have noticed that this child is not usually like this. This child has always been brilliant. What has gone wrong? So you learn, you give some support. Then asserting authority. I hope all of you have read it. I'm going to know. When I ask you questions, I will know whether you have read it or not. Who wants to tell us on that? Asserting authority. What can we say about that?
I will take my lead from those words by David Abu, who says teachers must convey that the authority is legitimate. Every teacher must make sure that in classroom they affirm that authority, not really because they are giving that position of a teacher, but because it is their duty to give the learners the authority that they should follow. Now, doing that, first of all, after being supportive, if the learner knows you're supportive with them, they know that you have an authority, especially in the subject matter. That means they know that, okay, the teacher in question has authority in the subject matter, then there will be what? There will be the classroom will be what? Will be quiet because the teacher knows what he or she is giving. That's the first authority. And once he knows that, they know that this teacher doesn't want them to go outside what the classroom is saying. That means he's tense and he's affirmed, not being so rigid, not being so harsh, but he wants to tell them that I am in charge.
Yes. That is, a teacher has to be in charge. So I wonder what happens in a class when, you know, children make noise or even abuse their teachers or do all sorts of things in the class. It shows that the teacher is not firm. In as much as we are not going to be harsh on our learners, we are not going to be too hard on them, but we must exercise authority in the class. They must know that there is a teacher here. A teacher must be able to stand and say, I am in charge of this class. I'm in control of this class. Not in a harsh manner, but they should know that you know what you are doing. And like we have said earlier, you have to have a mastery of your subject. If you are not a master of your subject, that is when the children will take over the class from you. Most especially at the secondary school, when they know that you do not know. Maybe there is a particular topic that the children even know better. You know, children of these days, they are fast ahead, you know, our own generation. Before you give it to them, they already know. So a smart teacher will go out of his or her way to learn what is necessary and be a master of whatever he or she teaches and exercise control and authority in that class. Can I hear from one person more on this?
Giving authority, you have to be, basically you have to be instructive.
You have to be
instructive.
Okay.
Because when students, you should be able to instruct the students, and they should be compelled to be. When they know that you're in command, they're in charge. There's this respect that comes from it. There's this order that if this person is giving an order, I have to follow. So as a teacher, in a certain authority, you should be able to compel students to do things. And even when it's not, even when that period is not a period they should do it, they know that when this person is giving instruction, they expect total compliance. So as a teacher, if you're going to assert authority, you have to be assertive. Secondly, I said that you have to order. Assertive and ordering is also two basic things that is important to a teacher. Other experience to do this, there are times that the way you look, when you order them and you don't do a follow-up, or you don't check them to see that they've done it, they will not comply next time. So if you are assertive and you order them to do this, and even the way your composition, the way you compose yourself in ensuring that they do that, it will help in ensuring that you're able to assert authority properly. Because one basic thing for a teacher is that if you cannot assert authority to a student, then what's the essence of teaching? So that is a very good element in ensuring that students obey you and do things the right way in class. Okay,
Mr. Tadeshe, can we hear from you?
Yes, I just want to make an observation. Because when I read on the class, teacher intervention,
Okay.
we talked about asserting authority. There are two ways of teaching at it. One, you will feel that because there is teacher, naturally you have authority.
Yes.
And then you go to class, and what is this authority? And the man said, in most cases, the authority, they are from fear that will not
Comply. Most especially at the secondary school.
So it's not talking about that natural authority that comes from, like the doctor said, some of them is the master of something. One people knows that you know this something. Okay. This is authority over this friend. Then secondly, there is the talk about democratic process of exercising authority. When you come to class, it's like we always say that how rules and regulation for your class. That's another way of get your authority. Not just forcing people, students, reaction. But you know, a teacher that will have natural authority must be proactive, not reactive. Not that they are reacting to one pressure. So in the democratic process, before you start your class, in this class, we are here to learn. You don't want instruction. So what you have to do is, what do you think about the rules that you can introduce in this class that will make sure that is orderly, everybody is learning, everybody is getting the best. So that's why you can get natural authority. says, we are starting, don't get angry. I've been asking issues for teachers getting angry with students. You know, when you call them names, when you debate them, when you can, sometimes you know, attack them physically, when you start to tell whatever like that. Like teacher will be starting to call them angry. And then, don't look at the current, I'm talking what I read that book. Look at the current situation. Look at what has happened in the past. That was how you behave last. That was how you behave last day. If you are doing like that, you don't have the natural authority as a teacher. Forget about whatever teacher might have done in the past. In the current situation, what that child has done now, that is what you are trying to exercise authority. Those are just the questions I want to ask.
Thank you very much. Festus, do you have anything to add?
Yes, ma'am. What I want to add to it is that when it comes to this asserting authority that we are talking about, you must have a specific method, and you must let the children, the learners, know. For example, now, if you want to control them when they are making noise, if it's just to keep quiet, that is the method you want to use. Stick to that method. Anytime they notice that you are quiet, you will notice that they will be telling one another, he's looking at you. In that way, you can control their noise. So let them know the method. Stick to one method that you know that this is the method I want to use for this particular situation. This is what I want to use for this particular situation. If as certain authority you want to be dynamic, today you are this, tomorrow you pick another method, you know, it will get the learner confused. So let them know your style. Pick a style that you want to use, and when you begin to reinforce it, they will work towards it.
Very good. I believe that in carrying out this, we have to be careful. In the sense that you don't want to appear as an autocrat or someone who is, you know, oppressing the learners. So you have to find a balance in a situation whereby you are not too harsh on the learners, nor too soft with them. And like one of you has rightly said, it is better to be democratic but be firm. In the sense that, along with the learners, you can have your ground rules, your class rules and regulations that you will set with them. You will agree on, these are the rules and regulations we have in this class. And all of us are guided by these rules and regulations. They will be the one that will even come up with the rules and regulations. So when everything is done together, not that you are the one that, you know, will come to class and say this is this, this is this. But along with the learners, create some rules and regulations that will guide the management of the class, and I believe that the children will comply. Let's go to the next one. Giving instructions. Do we have anyone that has not said anything today? Giving instructions. Oyin, can we have you?
Give a clear and effective explanation. Anytime you introduce a topic or you find yourself in the space of teaching, your explanation must be straightforward. It must be something that they can actually fall back on anytime they are reading. It must be clear, not to pile up with so many things. It must be straightforward, clear, and very open to them, whereby they can actually fall back on it, they can memorize it, and actually gain from it.
Very good. Do we have more contributions? That's it. Okay.
It should be more of instructive. They should know, define, this is what we're going to do, this is what we have to do. And when it is done, let them know that we are done with this aspect and we're moving to the next aspect. The first aspect is done and we're moving on. So you give it the time frame, you manage your time frame, and then you instruct in every stage.
Okay, good.
Use grammars in their level. That's another point. And also we use short words, not very long sentence. Like for example, stop doing that, don't make the noise and all that. Then also while you are giving instruction, you use facial expression and gestures too.
Okay, very good. At least what we are trying to say here is that your instructions must not be ambiguous. It must be clear. You can highlight your points. You can put your points in bullets form that the learners can easily read and understand. Don't make it ambiguous. And then there's something that came to my mind while Lolaleye was saying something. Sometimes we give negative instructions. Like when you want your class to remain quiet, instead of saying don't make noise, what do you say? Remain quiet. Because when you emphasize don't make noise, that noise is what they will make. Because that's what they are hearing. Or, can we have more examples? Like when you give instruction, it is the negative part that they are saying. And it keep making noise. Or don't run on the stairs. Don't run on the stairs. You just say walk on the stairs. Instead of saying don't run on the stairs, walk on the stairs. Because that run is what they will hear. So we have to mind the way we give our instructions, not in a negative connotation, but positive. Look at the positive way to give out instructions. Because what they hear is what they react to. That is very important. Telling. What did we read about telling? I want somebody to open that page and read the first paragraph. Telling. What is it telling us?
Telling. A. To convey facts, information, and procedural guidelines that will be useful for students to know in a way that is clear, comprehensible, and memorable.
Good. Read the next one.
Teachers need to tell students things for two main reasons. One, to explain what to do and how to do it, that is, organization, procedure, activity rules, and so on. Two, to convey facts and information that form part of the teaching content of the lesson.
Okay.
Then he gave examples. Telling things to students was for some years seen as the core central job of the teacher. Almost even the definition of teaching itself. The stereotypical teacher at the front of the class, talking at his or her students, was conveying facts and information. Whether the student managed to receive and learn those things would be open to speculation. Okay.
So what are we supposed to do? What are teachers supposed to do? At least in the modern time.
You should know a clear way to pass information.
I'm sure that's not what you are reading there. Who has read it thoroughly and wants to tell us? Dixon.
Yes, I learned in that telling that as a teacher you need to be yourself. You don't use another person's as the way you talk. Like for example, you want to address a class and you keep facing the board. Oh, today's topic is water. You keep writing and writing and writing on the board. Without you facing and let the learners see you that okay, you really mean what you are saying. Let them have eye contact and be able to tell them deeper meaning about the topic that you are doing. You tell it to them, let them feel you that okay, you are here to tell them.
You are real. You are for real.
Be real. Be yourself as a teacher when you are telling about a specific topic. So don't be too outside the box. Make sure that let them feel your impact in that class. So be yourself and don't copy others on what you are doing.
Good. I want more contribution. It's very important that we talk about this.
From that introduction, the first point, to explain.
No, I didn't ask you to read. I expect you to have read it and explain to us.
To me is that the teacher should have a full knowledge of the topics they want to teach the student in class. For instance now, based on what he said, for instance, if I want to explain work, it's a topic in physics now, and I pick up my pen and I'm writing work, and after I write after writing it, I never practicalize it. For instance now, if this is a vehicle, right, if I apply a force to this verb, the verb will surely what now?
Move.
Apply force. But for instance now, if I'm applying a force to this particular word and it's not moving, have I done anything? I've not done any work. That means whatever we are saying, all the topic we are teaching, we must explain it in details to the student, be the practical aspect and the what now, the theory what aspect. Based on that aspect of telling full details.
Thank you very much. Let's hear from other people. Okay, fine.
I think telling is about...
Because we should even be able to look at telling as being different from giving instruction.
Tying everything to the lesson objectives and knowing the roles that the learners has to participate in, we need to have a solid grasp of that particular subject matter or that particular topic. So if you know that maybe, for instance, if the lesson objective is defined, so you must ensure that you tell the story of your teaching in such a way that they understand the definition, not just within, the subject, but outside, real life practical application. So you must start your telling to the lesson objectives and know the roles and the participatory roles that the learners need to really get involved in to be able to understand, the lesson objectives. Like defining, analyzing, let's say defining, analyzing, and also being able to handle some certain things. So you must be able to tell the story in such a manner that they are able to participate and get involved and understand the lesson objectives.
That is very good. Participation. Because teachers are fond of just teaching, stay in front of the class, write everything, and there is no communication. The children are not having a feel of what you are teaching. So all you want to do is just to deliver your lecture, and the next moment you are out. It shouldn't be. You should be able to tell or give instruction in a manner that children will buy into whatever you are teaching. They will have a feel of what you are teaching. It shouldn't just be teachers, doing the talking, doing everything all alone. There should be participation. There should be responses from the learners. Do you have?
Yes, ma'am. When I was reading the telling, it's more of like a public speaking. When it comes to public speaking, it's in line with telling. Now, in a group, you might be choosing, you might be called out to speak. Maybe in that group, a very large congregation. It works with telling. If you come out, like my coach there will say, that when you come out for public speaking, you use the right intonation. There is a tool you use. People that were sleeping, they wake up. What do they want to do? They want to hear who is that person speaking. Because your voice, the way it's echoing is very, in fact, the way they are hearing it, it's lively, it's active. In fact, it's forming a friendly manner. Your voice alone. They might get up to see the person is not someone very tall and very beautiful. They might get up and see someone that, but they really want to hear you because of your intonation. In telling for the children, if you are not using the right intonation, if you're not using the right voice, they might not listen to you. You will be talking and the children, half of them will be playing. Some of them, they want you to look away so that they will start something else. So you try to use your real voice, something that can catch their attention. Now you use a gesture. In telling, make more use of gesture. Facial expression, as they want to see you, who is talking, they are seeing a smile. You see some people nodding their head. But they want to see who is talking because they don't know your name, they don't know where you're coming from, but you're telling. So they will be looking at you. Your face might scare them. If it's small children, they might feel bored. But your voice in telling should catch the learner's attention, bring your students' attention together. Those that they were already going off the key, bring them back with your voice. That is what telling is about.
Thank you.
Another thing we should know is this, when we talk about telling is what you want to tell, what is the point you want to bring to. Sometimes when we want people to get our attention, people deviate from what you want to tell. So in this telling is, you must know the point. The point you want to
the message you want to pass across to people you are talking to, you must be specific. So you keep hammering on that point. We make them to know that, oh, this is what you are saying, not going this way, going this way, going this way. So we have to be very, very specific. Then we have to be, we must make our story or whatever we want to say to be brief and lively, so that people will get the point. If it's too lengthy, some people will start losing interest in whatever you are saying.
Thank you very much. Okay, let's hear from Blessing. She has not said anything today.
Like, when you want to explain a topic, to start from the low before going to the next. So when you start from the low, to bring the children interest, the learners interest, they want to know
More.
So, for example, I want to see this topic now. You are now doing the possible. You can make you have not told the students that that topic before. They don't know it about now. So you can start by, okay, what's the name? What's the name? They will tell them their names one by one. Okay, names of animal. Give names. You want names of this animal. I didn't mention names of animal for you. They will mention it for you. Names of places and the rest. They will do that. So from there, they have known that. Okay, they have known their names. They have known names of animals. Names of places. Then from there, I can enter the main topic. Okay, our main topic of today is what? Now. That's bringing the children from the known to the what? Unknown. That's to help them to understand.
Thank you very much. So, the major thing we are talking about is that it shouldn't be a rigid lesson where all you do is just to deliver the lecture, but you should present the lesson in a friendly way, in a manner that the children will relax and enjoy. So that is also talking about preparation. We have to prepare well for every lesson. Think about what you can add to make the lesson interesting. Think about stories. Most essential people at the elementary school, children love stories. They want to hear anything. Anytime you talk about a story, you will see how alert they will be. They want to hear. So think about stories that you can tell that will interest them and make the lesson interesting. Don't just be focused on delivering the lecture alone. Think about what you need to do to make it interesting and for the children to learn easily. Then eliciting. Eliciting. Samuel, you have not said anything today. Can you tell us? Eliciting. What did you read about eliciting? Are you just reading it, Samuel? Eliciting. What do we mean by that? Okay. You are not ready? Let's have someone else. Mrs. Ibe?
Eliciting has to do with drawing the children to know more about them, making them involved in your learning. Whatever you want to teach, just like our chairman did this morning, before he started teaching us, he gave us a question and asked us to do what? Deeper thinking into it to bring out the best from us. We may not actually give the explanation based on the way chairman wants it, but he believed that, okay, from this topic, let me see how far my learners can think, how far they can go. So eliciting means involving the children in your learning, bringing them into that learning, see how far they can think, how far they can do critical thinking for themselves, because there are some learners who don't like to think. They just want you to do everything for them. Going by our foreign English that we use in the school, there's certain questions that they will ask in that book. The learners will say, Mrs. Sibe, we did not see any of this in the composition when we were reading. I will tell them, yes, they want you to think. What happened to this person? At the end of this, what happened? And you see them among themselves, they'll be clapping. Maybe, then it is my own duty at the end of their thinking to now tell them the correct answer to what they have done. And by then, I have also known my children the way they think. And that way they think has also made me to achieve something at the end of the day. Because just giving a delivery without getting from them what they themselves think.
Okay.
Or what as in, I just teach them, they don't know what to say at the end of the day. But if after teaching, they give it back to me, even if they don't use my own words, but I believe they have understood whatever.
Thank you very much. That was really good. Do we have more contributions? Eliciting? For me.
As a teacher, you want to give all the information needed about that particular topic. But you involving your learners by using questioning approach. You ask them questions. So with that, you make what that is when you do that in stages. You have what form your notes and you have what delivered your lesson by involving the learner. You make them fully participate in the lesson. So with this, they won't forget. They will be part of it. And then when you're using this approach, you should know what, base it on, you should know what, do it in such a way. You should start from what the learners know to what they don't know. So you don't do it what, in a rigorous way whereby you just ask a question that what, you know that they won't be able to provide answers to. So you should start from what they know, then you take them to what, to the higher level. So with that, they are fully part of the class and they will never forget whatever they learned in that class.
Very good. Very good. Any more contribution? Someone that has not? Okay, Okpara.
Everything also helps the learner to take more. Especially like when you are teaching in a class, it helps them to think because they don't know the time that you are going to call them to make a contribution. So once you bring out the topic, they will want to think, to know if they will be able to give you what you want when you ask questions, even if they do not get it. It helps them to think ahead of what they need.
Very good. Very good. So eliciting is getting the cooperation of learners, getting to know what the understanding they have at that level. I feel this is very useful at the secondary school. Very, very useful at the secondary school. If there's a specific topic you have and you want to elicit their participation, you can ask a question. Or you can even give them a question ahead of the next class. I want you to go and think about this. We are going to discuss about it. In that situation, you will see that it's not all about you alone. A teacher must not act like I know everything. I'm supposed to supply everything. All these children, they have knowledge too. We're in a jet age whereby they stumble on a lot of information. You will be surprised at what these learners know. So elicit their participation in your class. Let them supply give you information that will even allow you to know their level of understanding of that topic. It's always good to throw such question at the beginning of a class or even give it as an assignment against the next class. Start thinking about this. What do you understand by this? Think about it. I want teachers at the secondary school to really make use of this. Elicit, contributions, understanding of your learners. Don't give everything to them. Even when you know it, or don't give everything to them. Give an assignment. Let them go and talk about it. And what we did this morning, group work, you can put them in groups too. They can be in group. Oh yeah, group 1, come and talk about this. By the time you are done with that, the only thing you need to know is just to give them notes. They already have an understanding. And that will even, it's going to be a better approach to learning than just for a teacher to enter the class and you are just delivering. I want to see changes in this direction, whereby learners are talking articulately, presenting their points. Because if you don't do that, they are never going to learn anything. They have deposits of a lot of information in them. When you elicit it, they will talk, they will say it, and you will be amazed at what they know already. Then you can build on whatever the children already know. You want to say something?
I want to say that as teachers, we should, some of these children are well traveled and they know a lot of things. just like you say. And we should also try to, sometimes we say we don't have data, we don't have data. You know the things that are trending, the things that are happening. Most of these children, once you bring up things like that,
Yeah.
you catch their interest, things that are happening. You should know, you should bring things around you. I remember trying to teach them more. This literature, them more. But my last class, what I did was, it was just at that same time that this thing was trending, Harry, Prince Harry, you know, Harry and William, England, when he wrote this memoir, Spare, he wrote a memoir, Spare. It was just at that point in time, because I tried to explain the whole. So I now told them about this Prince Harry, but when I said them the story, look at the way they were all looking at me, Prince Harry, Prince William, the feud that's been going on in the royal family.
They will take over the class for you.
And they ended up, this Prince Harry ended up writing a book, Spare, which is causing a lot of problems now. So I said, okay, you now tell them, go out and look at this thing, Spare and things like that. What is it all about?
Yeah.
So don't just restrict yourself to
what the syllabus is saying.
What is trending, what is happening. I always find out that tell them what is trending. Capture their interest.
Very good. And sometimes there may be learners in your class that you've been finding difficult to teach, to do, you know, to get them out, to learn some things. When you throw some questions at them, or you elicit their responses, you will find out their areas of interest. You will know what interests them more, and you will catch them from there. And you'll be amazed at what the children can do. So we really need to do a lot of eliciting. Is really, really key. And I'm going to be looking forward to see how teachers will make use of this. It's not only at the secondary, at the elementary school too. Elicit responses. Let your classes be interesting. One of the things that set out these big schools, so to say, is that you see their children talking. You see them talking. It shouldn't be all about teachers. Once you have given them facts, question them, let them talk. You can even record it. You can record some of what your children are saying. And these are products for social media. It's a way of selling your school. It's a way of selling yourself too. When a student or a learner in your class is so articulate, can say a lot of things, you'll be amazed at, you know, people will be amazed. And I think that glory also goes to you as a teacher, that you have been able to bring up such children that know a lot. Ask them to do some things. Give homework, assignments, not rigid assignments that is based on books, based on what was written 20 years ago. There should be some, you know, trendy questions, things, you know, that is related to what is going on around us, that the children will do researches to, and then it will be a way of getting them to know what is going on. You don't just want to have dull children who know nothing, or who have based their knowledge on things that have happened long time ago. There was a time I was talking about AI. Most teachers don't know what AI is, or GPT. How many of you know GPT? What do you know about GPT? Hello? GPT. GPT. What do you know about it?
You can ask it to, you can ask it a question and it will give you a very good answer. For instance, you can tell it to write an essay for you. You can tell it to write a presentation for you.
That is it. That is it. That is trendy. Eh? Which WhatsApp? Yes. I sent it to you, and I expect teachers to read, because that is like a tool. It's like a tool in the hand of teachers. That's what people are doing now. People use it to write books, and before you know it, you are an author. So don't just be left behind, because when you are trendy yourself, when you know a lot yourself, then you will have children who are also trendy. Children who know a lot. give information, read wide, because you know that in your various subjects, there may be new innovation, new ideas, not the archaic ideas that people have been talking about. If you don't read, you will not know. And when you read, when you have a lot of knowledge, you have a lot of information, you will find out that your children too will stand tall and you will be proud of them. So let's go to the next one. Questioning. I hope I have not taken. What? No, I'm not here. You can't suddenly become what you have not been. So when you start from now, setting goals for yourself, accomplishing those goals in the places where you work, it's going to rub on you as an individual, as a person, and you become an excellent person. You have seen that in any organization, people who go extra length, they are the ones that they make leaders. You won't vote for someone who comes late, or someone who doesn't finish his lesson note on time, or someone who is not up and doing into any position of leadership. And leadership starts from here. It starts from wherever you are. So if you push yourself behind and say, I don't want to do this, it's for you, not for the school. So be excellent for yourself. Personal excellence starts from you, and it is you, all about you, for your own growth and success in the future. Thank you very much.